There's an enormous centipede-like creature.
Yes, let's get spooky.
I'm gonna cast Cloud of Daggers.
Flurry of blows?
I'm going to eat it. I'm gonna take a bite.
Jesus, Mo!
Hey, we're Roll For It. We're a bunch of friends, live, laugh, love in D&D.
I was hoping for something a little cooler.
Oh, cool? You think banjos are cool?
Hold on. Does somebody here think banjos are not cool?
We split into 3 different parties on 3 different adventures, but in the same universe with the same DM. Oh, and the same pet mule.
Up north, you've got some knights of the Elven Kingdom.
Us and the guys, we gotta do something. We gotta stand up for ourselves, okay? You feel me? Are you snorting up what I'm lining out?
Adventurers for hire in the big bad Urid city.
I got this, Dad. Just watch. I've learned a lot, Dad.
Acrobatics check.
I'm so scared.
Oh!
That's a nat 1.
A 1.
That
a
is
nat,
a nat 1.
And the makeshift pirates in the Southern Isles.
I shoot the Snickers before it touches the ground.
A perfectly ruined Snickers.
And jumping into these stories is really easy because we've cut levels 1 through 10 from each adventure into 10 bite-sized podcast episodes. Each level is only 40 minutes long, and they're professionally edited with music and sound effects, so you can get caught up on the entire universe while you're driving to work.
Woohoo!
That's pretty high.
I'll take those odds.
Yeah.
Chat, can you hear Jake?
If you can't, like and subscribe. I don't know. You already have. You already hear it. You like us.
Is there a consensus?
It's unfortunate because you've been.
It's gonna
speaking.
happen. Oh wait, I think it worked. Oh yeah, we got it. Hey, welcome, Spenny West. You've been prepping all week for this. We got a new chatter here who says they're new, but they've been watching our videos all week prepping for this, so they're stoked.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well, hopefully
Love to
you
see it.
checked out some of the season 1 stuff. Hey, welcome Raiders. All right, we got us a party going on. I'm here with Amy and Kyle. Thank you guys so much. It's been a while since we played. It's been a while since Roll For It's been live, so I'm excited to do some D&D. Also, I'm a little bit sick, so if my voice is more quiet or more scratchy than normal, don't worry about it. It's all okay. And that's why we're virtual, so that I won't cough on anybody. And because we live in different states.
I was going to say that's why, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, I would have flown out. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Why don't we do that more often? Just once a week?
Yeah, just once a week. And I'll do the red eye. I'll take it, like, after work.
Hollywood gives you that good money then.
Oh, yeah, man. All the time. Nonstop. Welcome everybody to Roll For It. I'm Jake. I'm here with Kyle and Amy. I'm gonna go to my little thingy here. Sorry, it took us a second to. It's been a while, so it took us a second to get back to the technical stuff. But we're coming hot off of the last time this group met. Some crazy stuff happened. So we're going to get into that. And find out what it is. Welcome back to Roll For It. We started as a Dungeons & Dragons podcast of random monsters and epic adventures. In the podcast, each episode featured a randomly rolled creature from our list of 100 options, but woven into a continuous story. That story now continues live. Amy and Kyle both sent me their rolls last week. It was like a 18 and a 21 or something, or a 19 and a 22. Do you guys remember off the top of your head?
I'd have to look at the text.
I have to look at the text. Yeah.
And so those both correlated with monsters that we might encounter this episode, maybe next episode, we'll see. So each of the first 3 seasons of the podcast introduced us to a new trio of adventurers. Today we are with the Ves'senir Knights of Valor. They are a group who began their adventure in the Feywild and is now trying to get back to the Feywild to free it from a mysterious evil presence. There are 3 known living Ves'senir Knights of Valor, and 2 of them are with us here today. Havalar is the badass dragonborn, played by the equally badass Amy Powell. Havalar has lived with and served the Ves'senir family since young adulthood as royal guard, then head of the defense, and now a Valor Knight. Before that, she was forced to fight in the pits of Tribor. Before that, she's got some crazy dragon ancestry stuff going on that she's been learning about as the story progresses. Amy, I'm going to hit you with a character question out of nowhere. I meant to give you a heads up. What's Havalar's favorite thing to wake up to?
I think chaos, which happens
Chaos.
not very frequently, to be honest. That's like, oh, if Havalar wakes up and there's chaos, it's like, this is going to be a good day.
Really? Something that you can solve.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Something
yeah.
you can bring order
I'm a big
to.
solver,
Okay, great.
Yep. With aggression, probably.
Awesome.
I thought for sure you were going to say something like, the screams of my enemies and the smell of blood, Just, yeah.
Also
That's
with
what
us.
I was thinking when I said chaos, it's just broader. There's a lot of room for like blood of the enemies, blood of betrayers, all sorts of things.
All sorts of things.
Any type of blood mixed with chaos. We're golden. I've also got with us today is the hilariously charming halfling bard Mumps, played by the equally hilarious and charming Kyle Quinlivan. Mumps is from a family of bakers, but he couldn't rise to the standard that his father expected, instead pursuing art and making lots of dough as a bard and member of the Princess Ves'senir's royal court. And now as a Knight of Valor, Mumps has been trying to get back to his village in the Fae, where mysterious dark forces have been alluded to, but not revealed for real-life years now. What's Mumps' favorite thing to wake up to, Kyle?
Well, growing up with a family of bakers, it's, of course, the sweet treats that are coming out of the oven, about to hit the shelves of the family store.
Nice. That does smell nice.
Oh yeah,
I do love a good bakery. Or just donut shops that are open 24 hours a day. I love that.
oh yeah, good smell.
You have those in LA.
Well, we have them in like Detroit too, because places that make donuts, they have to work overnight to make the donuts, so a lot of them stay open. So they're like a cafe, but with donuts instead of coffee, which makes it better. Sorry, let's get back on track here. The third Knight of Valor is a new addition to the Ves'senir family, a distant cousin of Valet, whose people parted ways with the royal family decades ago. Ves'senir Ves'senir. And I can show a little bit of art here. Why not? Let's utilize our resources here. Let's show a picture of Valet. I mean, not Valet, although I could next time. All right, so that's a picture of Ves'senir. So, Ves'senir Ves'senir is a high elf druid with deep connections with the moon and his home, the Feywild. Ves was quickly regarded as a friend by Mumps and Havalar, proving himself in both honor and battle. But things recently got weird. And if you guys are ready, I can go to the official previously on section, which is going to happen right now. Amy and Kyle have no idea what happened last time.
That's not true. No idea is not true.
I'm drawing a couple blanks, so this would be good for me.
Previously on Roll For It, the knights were heading back to the Feywild to face the mysterious, memory-altering darkness and secure a safe home for Ves'senir's displaced people. They took a sidetrack to find a powerful weapon, which Havalar's dragon ancestor assured her she would very much need in the conflicts to come. In the weapon's tomb, Ves and Mumps were separated from Havalar. They learned that the weapon is dangerous, and when they found Havalar again, they confronted her. Mumps was able to magic Havalar to sleep, and they took the dragon glaive from her grip. Without a word to Mumps, Ves portaled away with the weapon, leaving both of them stranded. Mumps, you now stand in a dark, creepy tomb. Pillars stand behind you with sharp-fanged dragons carved into the sides. Ahead, a short passage leads to a large dome-like room with 3 stone corpses strewn about that Havalar was in a fight with in the previous episode. Check that out. And below you is your good friend Havalar, who sleeps angrily at your feet. What do you do, Mumps? You've got probably, I want to say your spell lasts for what, a couple minutes? Your sleep spell?
Not super long, but yeah, long enough that you just got to sit there and just wonder where his life is going and think of his choices and how did he get here and what's that smell? Oh, it's me because I got a little crispy. I got a little fried in that last fight. And then just twiddling his thumbs. Thankfully, it doesn't have dark vision because it's really creepy in here.
You're better off just in the dark.
Better off just not knowing. Not seeing the dead bodies lying around.
So do you wake Havalar early, or do you just let it happen naturally? You're just gonna wait, see it out.
Well, first I gotta run around and do my little kicks and get out my frustration and let out his little mumpy curse words and just. Trust me now. Yeah, nothing bad's gonna happen. We're the good guys. Hop away on my portal. Not how it's supposed to go. It's not how it's supposed to go. I don't know. It's just really frustrating.
Sorry about that.
Ves'senir, why have you betrayed me? That sort of thing.
Havalar, you
and then there's...
start to wake to that. I feel like.
Is that the sound of chaos? No, it's too small, too small and insignificant. Oh my God! I remember everything. Mumps.
I have a lot. Are you hungry? I think I have a snack in my bag.
I am hungry, but I'm hungry for justice. And
I feel you, sister.
Where's Ves'senir?
Funny story. They're not here. They're gone. I don't know where. And they took the glaive. Jerky?
Havalar takes it because it's been a long fight, a long sleep of betrayal, and eats it. But the you know what? No, I'm gonna sit here and chew silently and stare at you.
Yeah.
While I chew the whole thing.
Just a good old fashioned Havalar chew and stew. You know it. Yep. Just shooting those piercing ice frosty blue eyes at me. Yep. This is kind of how I thought this would go. Yeah.
So I let that go on for another 3, 4, or 5 minutes.
You keep that in silence, Mumps?
I pull out my own little thing of jerky. We have a nice little meal together.
You're really not going to say anything. You're not going to provide an explanation for what just happened.
I'm sorry. I'm really flustered because I kind of thought I had more time before you woke up. This is all happening so fast. I just look okay.
So
I didn't.
Fast for you.
So you remember everything. So you don't remember how you like freaked out and stuff, and were like kind of half possessed, but like also like beat the crap out of me.
That doesn't ring as much of a bell, but I do feel like I had control in the situation, and there was something. You didn't trust me, and I told you everything was fine.
You know who else had control? The captain of the Titanic. And look how that turned out. You know, sometimes things just always don't work out the way you hope. And I think this is one of those times, because I think we're both a little in the wrong here, if you ask me, because you know, like you had the whole possession thing going on, you just didn't trust me, and I was like, oh yeah, you're like, oh, I can quit anytime I want, and that's not how that works. Like, let's be real. And then also, you know, I may have been a little wrong too, because I kind of thought I could trust Ves'senir a little more than it turned out to be.
More than me. You trusted Ves'senir more than me.
I trusted Ves'senir more than I trusted you, who happen to be kind of partly possessed by Evnoth the Eternal. So, you know, just the thing that I want to throw out there, which you apparently remember everything, but you don't remember that. That was like a kind of a big thing, you know. I am Evnoth the Eternal, taste my fury and perish. You know, that was really scary. I don't know if you like heard yourself say that. That wasn't you saying that. Just saying. I'm saying that now. I'm saying that.
Havalar gets a little quiet, considers what Mumps is saying. I don't want to hurt you, Mumps. And if you're saying that I did, that is not what I want to happen.
I flew across the room and got electrocuted and almost bashed my head on a rock.
I mean, who hasn't bashed their head on a rock? It sounds like it's pretty minor injuries. I'm just saying that I don't want to hurt you. Everything's fine. And agreed that we're both in the wrong here. You were in the wrong as well. You were in the wrong.
Multiple
so
times, yeah.
I think at this point, we need to figure out how to get out of here and track down Ves'senir, the betrayer.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to like jump onto like the whole nickname calling names kind of bandwagon just yet. But you know, I think there's an explanation for everything, because like you're really mad at me, and I think that I had a great reason for doing what I did, because you know you were possessed or whatever. So you know, I think he probably got a reason for doing what he did. But I just don't know why he wouldn't tell us, because like we're friends.
Well, I guess I can see your point there. But would a friend leave us in this position? I don't know. I don't know. None of this feels right.
No, but also I don't really know how to get out. Do I still have my little scissors?
Well, I have dark vision. Oh,
do
with the
have
scissors.
scissors.
What can I see with my dark vision?
So you can see. Sorry, give me just a second here. Boopity boop. Well, you see the same chamber as before. So this place, it doesn't really have a two-way entrance, because it's meant to just be here in secret somewhere deep underground. You guys got here by learning the coordinates to the portal that takes you here. But that's not really a two-way portal. So where that entered on the other side of this chamber is kind of collapsed since then, because part of gaining entry to the chamber was that Mumps and Ves'senir both allowed themselves to be bitten by that contraption, the little dragon bite thing, thus letting Havalar through the gates, where Havalar fought a bunch of guys and ended up with a dragon glaive. However, in all of your time exploring, you guys have not unveiled any other exits. Mumps, when you and Ves'senir were down on the lower level, you saw these what are they called? Mosaics, almost. You saw these art pieces of sculpted in images of a dragon attacking the elves of the Feywild. And that's stuff that Ves'senir told you that was Ves'senir's people depicted in those images, and that was the dragon that destroyed his castle and slaughtered a bunch of his people, and ultimately, according to those drawings, was imprisoned in that glaive, which Ves'senir then stole and disappeared with. So that stuff, I don't know. Technically, I don't think Havalar knows any of that stuff yet. And Mumps, if you don't want to share any of that with her, then she still doesn't know it. But I was just reminding you in case you wanted to remember that.
Mumps could try to casually bring all that up.
It's up to you.
I don't know if you haven't thought of a way out yet. I do have a lot to share with you. It's kind of a lot. It's like maybe something you should know, because also like it's going to explain a lot of your behavior, honestly. And I just want you to know that like no hard feelings. Like I totally get it. You know, like possession can happen to any of us. It's just, you know, I when you're saying that, you know, we all did stuff in the wrong, I want you to know that, you know, if you're possessed, it's not entirely your fault. So I have a lot of forgiveness for you, Havalar, who has hurt me physically and emotionally as a possessed dragonborn.
This is just there. I don't know what's going on.
Allow me to enlighten you. So you were in here and we were down there and we were in a totally different place, but that place was part of this tomb, but like a different part of the tomb where there were like lots of drawings, like really good drawings, but also like not drawings because they were also like mosaics, but also like not too good, but like good enough that like you kind of get the picture, but also like not so good that I got it on my own. Ves'senir had to kind of like explain a lot, but also that's because it was stuff in like a different language, so I wasn't even going to get it on my own. So it's like not a really good warning because like it's not in common and everybody reads common and speaks common, but like come on, they didn't want to put it in common. That's dumb. But so it was in like a different language, but Ves'senir translated, so I'm pretty sure that he was telling me the truth because like we were friends then, but like I don't know anymore, so I don't know if he's like friends with me now. So he could have been lying the whole time, but also why? Because like it matched up with the pictures, so I think it explains a lot. But like there were the pictures of like the dragon attacking the town of like the Ves'senir family, but like back then it's like not really Ves'senir, it was like Ves'senish because like there's part Ves'senir but also the other Ves'senirs, so like they're the two kinds, but the moon elves and the regular elves and they're all together, but like they were all being attacked by dragons. Like it was a whole thing. Like it was a whole thing. Like you wouldn't believe, like so many dragons, but also like one big bad dragon. And it was the one about the Eternal, the Ebnoth, the Eternal. That was the one that imprisoned you, by the way. But first, he was imprisoned in the glaive after all the attacking. So he was in the glaive, and then the glaive was in your hands. So then he was in you, but like in a really bad way. Like you didn't want him there, and you should have. I'm pretty sure you were like no in your brain, but like it didn't matter because you were possessed. Because like the glaive was like in your hand, and so it was like all up in your business. And then I was like, no, we gotta save you. And then we did, but like after like a lot of fighting, and then Ves'senir took the glaive and ran away. And I don't know if dragons can possess elves, but I hope not, because then Ves'senir's in a lot of trouble.
Can you just repeat that?
And he does.
Okay. After the second time, it still is making, you know, not a lot of sense. Some sense. I see why Ves'senir might feel the way that they do, and something just does not feel right. Something feels foggy. Something feels. We need to get out of here. I'm feeling claustrophobic now.
Oh yeah, we're nowhere near water, but this whole place is fishy.
I was like, what does water have to do with claustrophobia?
So,
what do you mean?
yeah.
We're nowhere near water.
But this place is fishy.
Yeah, where are those scissors? Can those get us out?
I got them right here. We're gonna have to clip a lot because like you're kind of big, but I think we can do it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yes. Okay.
Size references.
So as you
you have to be patient and give me plenty of time.
As you open up the scissors, they sort of lock into place, and you get the familiar sensation of cutting through some kind of thick fabric just in midair. It takes a couple minutes, and you also notice that the scissors are losing their charge as you go. I think that you're attuned to these scissors by now, Mumps, so you realize that you've already used these scissors only maybe half an hour ago. And so in that amount of time, they need some time to charge up all the way. So
Yeah, well, they're really old, so like the battery's not too good, so it doesn't last very long anymore. But I think we got enough juice to get there. Do you think you could like hunch over a little bit? I don't think you're gonna walk through standing. Like, you're not gonna
I
get all the
mean,
way there.
I can try. If you can just do
Yeah,
your
just
best.
get small. Come on, let's get small.
Get small. There's a lot of you just keep cutting and quit speaking
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
all right. So you
So
open
how
up.
far can we get?
You open up a sparkling purple portal that is supposed to take you back to the 5th tower of Viahara.
I don't like the way you said supposed to.
So, do you guys go through?
What choice do we have?
We've checked this room.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, if you want to
there's-
investigate more while Mumps is cutting away, you can, Havalar. You can like examine anything that you like. There's not much more actual space. There's just the area underneath which you haven't explored yourself, that Mumps is talking about with the drawings and everything. Or there is the chamber where the glaive was actually held, along with 3 guardians, which each had a token.
all those tokens are gone now, right? They evaporated.
I think that those are still. So those were like a dragon claw and a bit of dragon wing. I think that those are still kind of. If you go back and investigate those corpses that you left, that now look like humanoids for the most part, you'll find that those little bits of dragon remains are strewn about them as if they were kind of just attached to them but aren't actually fixed to them or absorbed by them. So those few items seem to be just mundane pieces of some kind of dragon, and they're available to grab if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna take all 3.
Okay. You do so.
So that's a scale, a bit of a wing, and a claw.
Yes.
And then I want to investigate the room for any sort of way out, I guess. Because now I have a +1 to investigate. It's very exciting.
Gotcha. I was like, who's your +1? We just leveled up to level 12, everybody. So that's why Havalar's investigating. Natural 1. I will tell you.
Roll of the season.
One thing that you do find. One thing that you do find while you're gathering these bits from the corpses is that one of them bears a striking resemblance to Ves'senir. Just the shape of their face, and they used to be a lot more monstrous when you were fighting them, but now that they're back to like a human shape, you just see some similarities. It causes you to do like a double take. Not all of them, just one of them.
The one.
Mm-hmm.
Is he elvish?
Yes.
Does he look like an elf?
All 3 are elvish, actually.
They all are. Oh, that's right. Yes. I remember. It's all coming back. Flashes, the trauma.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Very interesting. I pocket that information away in my mind, and I steal a glance at Mumps, thinking about how in the past I might have shared this information, but no longer do I feel that is the best choice. Any progress on those scissors, Mumps?
Yeah, I mean the hole's getting bigger. I'm cutting away. You're spending a lot of time by those dead bodies. Like, they're dead, right? Like, they're good. You finished them off.
She rolled a 1, so she had to take a lot of time with that.
I slipped and I fell a little bit. I picked up something and throw it.
When you fall, I usually hear a really big thud. I didn't hear anything.
I don't thud when I fall. It's very graceful.
Everyone thuds when they fall. It's just that, you're really big, so you make a big thud. So you struggle to swallow that.
I feel like I'm really paying for all the small jokes I've made in the past.
It comes back to bite you.
Yeah, Mumps, you are feeling really good. I feel like you're feeling really good.
Not too good. I got electrocuted and thrown into a wall by a really good friend of mine.
Wow, well, I got put to sleep by a really good friend of mine.
A peaceful nap, I wish.
Yeah, is that what you call one, Mumps? A peaceful nap?
No, that's not what I did. I didn't slip, Mickey. I cast a spell. Like, you heard it coming, and then you didn't do the the saving roll
no,
right.
Your Honor, I just cast a spell. It was just a spell.
Meanwhile, the portal is flickering to life. It's definitely ready to go through.
Okay, I think we're all good here.
Oh, good.
Not
glad
like
we're all good.
Yeah, not like in the state of our friendship, just like in that we better go through before this thing like puts out on us, because then we'll be trapped here forever.
I agree. After you, Mumps.
Okay.
And I gesture into the portal.
And I go through.
And then I go through.
Okay. Both of you come out the other side in the familiar tower, 5th tower of Viahara. It's probably only been a day, maybe 2 days since you've been to this tower. But I'll recap it for us because it's been like probably 8 months since we've been to this tower or something like that. So when the scissors, so the scissors spark and glow, and you step through into a well-decorated it sounded like I had an English accent there for a second. Well-decorated study, the top of a tower where countless portals circle around above like empty picture frames floating near the dome ceiling. A pane of glass on 3 sides of the tower is all that separates you from a beautiful sunset over Castle Viahara in the northern mountains of Durbandia. The tower is large enough to include a cozy seating area, a king bed and an elegant wardrobe suitable for Ves'senir royalty, a large desk covered in mathematical and magical formulas, and at the center of everything, the platform that summons portals to whichever destination you wish. A golden globe fixed to a stand is the source of control for the tower's portal system, and stuck to that globe is a piece of paper that wasn't there before, a note from Ves'senir.
Ves'senir the betrayer, what does he have to say? And I grab the note.
I don't know, but they never told us they were an actor. They have a golden globe? I feel like I should know that kind of stuff. Friends should tell each other these things.
You keep saying the word friend, and I don't think the word has a meaning that you... And Havalar just stops speaking.
You're very flustered. Don't try to read and speak at the same time. Go ahead and read the note.
I suppose I could text this note to you, or I could just read it. Let's just read it. Mumps and Havalar. The dragon weapon is a direct threat to my people, and I could never risk their safety for anyone. And so the choice was an easy one, even though it was also difficult. I will destroy it. I do not regret what I had to do, only that I am leaving behind 2 capable warriors that could have been friends. Don't try to follow me. I can fly. Ves'senir.
Could have been friends, Mumps.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's, like, what's the word? Not future tense. That it could have been friends. I like to think of us as present friends that just have a rough patch. we'll just go to some friend counselors, like, and they'll work us through this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Mumps, you're very optimistic, and I admire that sometimes. Now is not one of those times. And I want to go after Ves'senir. I want to go after Ves'senir.
I mean,
I want an explanation. Don't you want an explanation?
Well, I
a
think
better one?
I was about to say the note pretty explanatory, but I was gonna say that I think their logic's kind of flawed because if they destroyed the weapon, doesn't the dragon come out? Like that's how genies in bottles work. It's not the same kind of logic. I'm not well versed on like trapping living things and not living things, but I think that's like the dealio. Yeah, if the item goes away, the thing's just there again.
I certainly think that is a possibility.
Oh, crap.
Why would Ves'senir? That doesn't make any sense. Seems like a very short-sighted response.
Yeah, you'd think that someone who like knew about all that stuff going in would like have a better plan,
Looks like we have to go save Ves'senir, Mumps.
Oh gosh, yeah. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's getting himself into. It's just, and that's what friends do is they help friends out. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go because we're friends, right, Havalar? Right, Havalar.
You and I are friends,
Yes.
and Ves'senir is there too. We'll be there too when we find him to save him.
Yes.
Saving. Yes.
And you know what's gonna happen when you save him? He's gonna say, "Thanks, friend."
I'm sure he will, and you can say, "I told you so."
I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna do that. When it happens, I'm gonna do that.
And then Havalar turns away a little bit and rolls her eyes.
Right.
Okay. How do we find him?
That's a good question. Do you think there's like a dog somewhere in this castle that can like pick up a scent or something? Or I don't know, how far does scents travel?
My dog, Fiona Kitty.
Oh yeah. Does Fiona Kitty like smell good?
I think so. Does she have stats? I don't even remember.
Yeah, she smells super good. Advantage on
smells super good.
smelling stuff. Yeah.
Smells
Wow.
super good.
So we have that, but where Ves'senir probably just went back to his people.
I mean, do you think? Because like also, if something bad happens with the glaive and like someone else gets possessed, like wouldn't the last people that he'd want to be around is the people he's trying to save? Or am I overthinking
That's
it?
true.
I don't know. I feel like I underthink everything, so it's weird to overthink something.
I think you underthink, overthink. It's a bit of both.
Because yeah, the note says it's a direct threat to the people, so like, why go to the people? I don't know. This is complicated.
Where else would he go?
Is there like a Mount Doom in this place somewhere that he's gonna try and throw it in? Like, where does one go with things you have to destroy? Like,
this is a good question.
Is there like a place that people all go to like throw their old weapons or something? Ugh,
There's like a library, right?
Around us, or like in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be a library in
around us.
Castle Viahara.
Can we do a quick scan for like books about destroying weapons?
Sure.
Magical possessed weapons.
Sure. Let's do another investigation check. You guys can check the library that's here, which is kind of like a more selective workshop that's in the tower, the mysterious tower that you guys discovered. Or you can head downstairs and check like Veilet's library, which is more extensive from the Elvish noble family, or you guys can split up. Whatever you want to do, you can do some research on destroying magic items.
I guess, yeah, do we do a montage of us like reading through books and burning the candle at both ends through the night trying to find what we need?
And you can also go
Well,
ahead and just make Arcana checks or history checks for me right now, just based on your own knowledge.
I have literally a +0 to Arcana, history, and investigation. So.
Well, I rolled an investigation, and it was a 2. And then, and that's actually, sorry, it was a 3 with my modifier.
Okay.
2 + 1.
Yeah, so 3.
Nice.
And then I rolled another 1. So
Wow.
I'm gonna get rid of that die.
You're gonna quit
for
dice.
now.
No more attempting things.
Never in my life. This is I'm still too worked up to even read. So I keep going and I look at the book and then I just
The
tear it up a
montage
little
is opening the book and throwing it. Opening the book and throwing
Yes,
it.
yeah.
You never get
when I
pages
don't
in.
immediately see.
My
And
investigation was a 9. I don't know
Okay.
if that makes me see anything except Havalar getting more and more enraged.
Yeah, the tower's just a mess at this point, you guys. It's just so the other thing, as you guys do kind of investigate around, and I'll give you that with that 9. So there is a portal fixed into place here at the tower in the contraption that it normally would be. And you recognize the natural wooden circular frame as the same portal that brings you to the ancient tree near Silverlight. That was there before, so it's not saying 1,000% chance that that's where Ves'senir went, but that's the portal that's currently fixed into place. That portal, if you recall, is Mr. Tree, which is what you guys have called him, even though that's probably not his name.
do we have an item that Ves'senir may have touched or interacted with for Fiona Kitty?
What do you guys have of Ves'senir's? What do you think it would be? Because I think you should.
Perhaps wasn't he always shirtless? Perhaps
Pretty
his
much.
shirt. Mumps was kind enough. Mumps, don't you remember? Ves'senir removed his shirt once again, and you picked it up.
Yeah, no, the shirt.
It keeps getting shredded. Yeah, it keeps getting like tattered and shredded, and pieces fall off. And I pick up the pieces because at some point Ves'senir's gonna want a shirt again, so he probably wants to like sew it back together. So I got a bunch of scraps of clothes here.
Yeah, because
That's how shirts work.
When Ves'senir showed up, he would have been shirtless, but you guys had the whole costume change situation when you became the knights. So then a new shirt would have been torn, and that torn shirt made its way into Mumps' bag for sure.
And Fiona, I have like a little Pokeball with Fiona Kitty in it, right?
Yes,
Essentially.
you sure do.
I open the Pokeball and I let
Okay.
Fiona Kitty out.
All right, and what kind of dog is this? It's like
I believe it's a golden retriever.
a little golden retriever
No?
puppy.
Did I make that
I
up?
think so.
No, that's right.
That's what I thought when you said that. Yeah.
And he's a few months old, so he's like almost full size. Well, maybe he's like half of a full size golden retriever. He's learning some tricks because you guys have been training at the castle. And he gives a sniff. Why don't you go ahead and make a investigation check, but with advantage for Fiona Kitty.
What? Nice open space here. Jesus. I don't know. Struggling. Okay, it's a 20.
And that 20?
Yeah.
All right.
Fiona Kitty for the
Just-
win.
Fiona Kitty
Yeah.
sniffs. Who's holding the thing out to Fiona Kitty? Mumps or Havalar?
I'm holding Fiona Kitty because I love you so much. I love him so much. And
Got
Bumps.
the scramp there.
Yeah.
So with a nat 20, Fiona Kitty's going to reenact everything that Ves'senir did as soon as he came out of that portal. So
Did
Fiona
you teach him this? 'Cause I didn't.
Fiona sniffs the shirt and then jumps out from where your guys' little scissor portal was, spins around frantically in a circle a little bit, like pacing, heads over to the desk, sniffs around the desk, bites like a piece of paper from the desk, mimes like writing on the piece of paper, puts that piece of paper over by the globe, and then like paces around a little bit more, and then, as you guys watch, Fiona Kitty jumps through the portal to the tree, and the two of you are left in
Quick,
the
quick,
tower.
go after him.
Oh, crap. Yeah, okay, here we go.
Okay.
Run over to the portal.
And I go too.
You guys
Yeah.
go through, and you step out. Oh, do you take... All right, here's a question. As you guys are leaping through, do you take the Golden Globe with you? Which, if you recall, it's basically... It works as a map of your surroundings when you have it with you. It comes right off of the contraption, and you can take it with you, and it kind of disables the contraption while you're not using it, if that makes sense.
Yes. Now that you've said that, yes, I in fact did take.
And the only
globe.
reason I said anything is because we discussed it before, and I gave you that description, but that was a long time
But that was
ago.
8 months ago.
Yeah.
So Mumps, regardless, probably would have forgot. So
Mumps would have forgotten. Havalar would have grabbed it and gone through.
Regardless of Kyle remembered, Mumps definitely would have forgot. There's too much going on.
There is a lot. All right. So you guys step out through Mr. Tree.
Look. What's this?
It's the
It's a
snitch hen.
D100.
You
Yeah.
guys feel the weightless sensation along with the butterflies of a sudden dip as you step through and out into a familiar temperate forest. You've just stepped out of a tree, its bark molded into a face, the open mouth of which forms the portal.
Mr. Tree! Good to see you again. Hope you've been well, buddy. I know this is probably awkward. Did you see a moon elf crawl out of your mouth recently?
Yes, I did. Are you looking for them?
Yes, very much so. Yes, we would like to follow their exact direction and with haste. So if you had anything to help us on our way, we
He
really
seemed to
appreciate
be
it.
in quite a hurry.
And he was also carrying a really big, long spear-like thing, like really like sharp at the end, that kind of thing.
He was carrying a number of things. As you all do, it seems. When you have arms and hands, and straps, and fabrics, it seems things are always carried in such a time. And he takes a sip of his water.
You're so wise, Mr.
Yes.
Tree.
Yes.
Were you looking for this person?
Yeah, if you could just point us in the direction, that would be really great. Thanks.
I
Thank you,
haven't
Mr. Tree.
seen as many people so recently together in such a long time. Since, well, not long ago when you first visited me. And so many more have passed through since then.
Oh wow, you've been a
It's
busy
been
tree.
very exciting.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you, Mr. Tree. Yeah, get it, Mr. Tree.
Who's passing through?
Oh, it was Mumps first, and then Mumps again, I think, with you and the princess, and then after that, I think it was you and Mumps and this moon elf that you're speaking of, and then after that would have been the moon elf, unless that happened twice, and then
I hate to interrupt, Mr. Tree, but wow, this has been such a great reunion. I love every time speaking with you. You're truly one of the greats. One of the greats.
just which direction was it that we should be going right now?
South. He turned
Thanks,
into
Mr.
a
Tree.
giant eagle and went south.
Thanks, Mr. Tree.
South it is.
South it is.
And is Fiona Kitty doing anything? Is she or is he going in a?
Fiona Kitty
Kitty's
goes a little
genderless.
bit out into the meadow, sniffs around, and then jumps as if like an eagle, and lands on their belly, and just looks up at the sky.
All right, Fiona Kitty
happily
has
panting.
confirmed the tree's story. So we do know the tree is still trustworthy, unlike some people we know. But I digress. So are we just gonna start walking south? It's just there's got to be a better way.
Probably, but like, do you have one? Because like, I just
No.
have my legs. Like, I don't know if you're hiding a horse in your Pokeball thing, but like, I just got my legs.
Not.
And you guys have Durbin,
There's
but I
that,
think he's left at Silverlight, which is
That's
where
right.
the
We did
portal
leave him
was.
there.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if he was in the 5th tower or if he was in Silverlight.
I think he's got a cozy spot.
Yeah, that's where. Yeah. We can't. Okay.
Which is south of here.
I guess keep. Oh, on the way. Brilliant. So I think we go to Silverlight, we get Durbin, and then we keep going. And maybe Ves'senir may have stopped there. Maybe he needs nourishment
That's
or
true.
a bathroom break.
Or maybe he has no idea what the heck he's doing, and he's got to ask one of the older, wiser moon elves who might know a thing or two, and might set them straight in their ways.
I say we
Maybe.
go for Silverlight.
Let's do it.
To Silverlight we go. All right, you guys take this trip, which you have just taken recently. It takes probably a couple hours to walk it. And it is night as you approach a break in the dense forest. Here, let me put up the Silverlight image on the thingamabob. And I also need one more thing here. Oh, by the way, folks, so it's been about an hour. We've got about an hour and a half left. Does anybody should we take like a break right now, or do you want to take a break in a little bit? Just checking in if anybody has to pee. You can tell me that.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I've been drinking coffee, and I feel like I'm ready to
Okay,
go.
sweet.
This is a terrible choice I've made.
Okay.
The mug displays that. Everything's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm sorry, hold on. What is happening here?
Can we do the British version?
Yeah. Alright, so you make it down to Silverlight. It's night as you approach a break in the dense forest and feel a cool mist in the air. Ahead, I'm just not I can't read today. I'm a little sick. My brain's not fully active. I'm
This is
sorry.
the after school special episode where we learn that Jake has dyslexia. You'll have to come together to be like, it's cool, man. Just
A
go to the
walled
center and they'll
outpost.
test you and you'll find out and you'll learn how to live with it in your own special way.
A walled outpost is here. It awaits your approach. Its walls are covered in a beautiful moss and sprouting wildflowers, and its towers are shaded by treetops, thanks to the druids who recently took over with your help. You see that the walls are guarded by a mixture of longbow-wielding elves and a few human guards wielding crossbows. Mumps, you
So what was
recognize your poker buddy.
Oh, I was looking for my notes. What's his name? Like Brad or like they all have the same stinking name. I'm not gonna find it in
Let
time.
me know. Was it Fred or something, and Ed and
It was something like really one syllable basic. Ed.
yeah.
Ed.
Just
Ed, and there's also Fred and Ned, but Ed was my buddy.
Yeah, Ed's the cool one.
I was thinking Fred.
Yeah. You recognize your drinking buddy Ed from among them. Havalar, you recognize elves alongside which you stormed these very walls just over a day ago. The moon is nearly full.
Ed, it's me. Remember me? I was here like a day ago. It's me. It's Mumps. Hi, Ed.
Yeah, Mumps. What's up, dude?
Wow, oh my gosh, you have no idea. So much has happened, but I can't really get into it because I got to start with.
It's only
have
been
you
a
seen
day.
Ves'senir? I know, it's so wild. Like, you wouldn't believe it, but I can't get into it right now. I'll tell you all later. I'll write you a note. Just leave me your address. But like, has Ves'senir been through here? Like, have you seen Ves'senir or like a suspicious looking bird that could have been Ves'senir?
I can't remember seeing any birds. Hey, Ned! Hey, Ned! Ned! What?
Ned!
Ned shouts from somewhere else. You seen any weird birds? Weird birds, right? Like,
Yeah.
it sounds like Ned hasn't
They
seen
fly.
any weird birds either. And then you guys actually see there's a little bit of commotion because all the guards are so psyched to see their best bud Mumps show up. But some of the elves are you see that the chief has made her way up to the wall, and her name, I just want to get her photo because it's really cool, but I can't find it. It's on my thing somewhere, and I had it here, and now it's like where to go. I'm trying to find it. I'm just trying to find that thing. Where is that thing so I can show it? But anywho, let's just do it later. So she comes up, the chief, who has a name too. I'm so scrambled, guys. I'm so
Madam
scrambled.
Chief.
Madam Chief. Varanthus. Chief Varanthus. Here's a picture of the chief. She's dope as fuck. She's an elf.
Oh, very nice.
You know elves, they be elfin.
Yes.
So she
They
comes
do.
up and she says, are you back for your mule? A special creature, that.
Bumps does like a
He
little
is.
bow for the royalty, like,
Oh yes, Your Excellency. Yes. Durbin is 1 in a million.
Thank you for
Well-
keeping him while we were away.
Of course.
Yeah, that was so nice of you. Like, oh my gosh. And also, side question / note: have you seen Ves'senir around? We kind of lost him in all the ruckus.
I can't say that I have. But we will have Durbin brought out to you right away.
You can't say that you've seen him, or you can't tell us that you've seen him?
We'll have Durbin brought out to you. And then she
Bumps.
goes out behind the wall. Or she turns
It's
to.
a really suspicious boss.
She knows something. That's absolutely for sure.
Yes, let's agree to agree.
Why don't you get invited to another poker night? Ed! Ed? Hello?
Yeah, hey. You're the big dragon
Yes.
lady that Mumps was talking about. Man, you're bigger than he says.
I know, she's like giant. I mean, you're really tall to me too,
Wow.
Ed. You're like big guy too, but like dragonborn.
Yeah.
Huge.
Huge. Ned,
Anyway,
have you seen this dragonborn?
yes, here
What's
I
up?
am. Please observe. Oh, yes. You play a game. Yes? It's called poker or mumps. What is it?
It is poker. Or in your case, you could say poker. You hardly know her, but I'm really good at the game, so I do know her. I poker. Yeah.
Great. So we need to get the chief to play the game, and then we can bet her for information.
Oh, do you think that'll work? Does the chief seem like the gambling type?
Maybe she can't resist.
Okay, yeah.
Because a guest is here inviting her to play. That's what you need to do because you're the charming one.
Okay, yeah, I'll go for it. Yeah, okay, Havalar, let's do this.
So in the meantime, the gate has opened up, and Durbin is being walked out by a couple of the elves, and you guys see the chief is heading back towards where she has been sleeping from the entrance.
Oh, your chieftainess. I have a small request. Like, I just want to know, like, we're gonna play a game, a really cool game, and I don't want you to feel left out at all. And I was wondering, like, maybe you'd want to join us, and like we can establish some human elf relationship building right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, get those friend pots stirring.
Okay. Do you want to holy wall verbal? Do you want to make a persuasion check for me real quick? Because she stops and she turns to you and hears you out.
Persuasion is a 23.
Okay.
Persuasion is something Mumps is very good at.
So she doesn't smirk. Like, she doesn't even really smile. She kind of just studies you. And she walks up and she says, just the three of us, perhaps.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
well, I mean,
fine.
Okay, yeah, it's not what I had in mind, but like if you want it more intimate, you want to learn how to play before getting it with these rough guys, yeah, sure, let's do that. Yeah.
I think it could be good to get to know one another.
Yes.
Let's get to know one another.
Perfect. Where do we play?
Ed, can I borrow your deck? I don't have a deck of cards.
Yeah, let's go, buddy. Let's go. Let's deal him up. Hey, Ned, we're gonna go play some
sorry,
cards.
one sec, Ed. I'm sorry, but can I like just bring him a little closer? I'm sorry, but the chiefess, she's really shy. She's never played before. I'm not gonna say that she's like would be embarrassed to not know how to play or like she doesn't want to lose or something. But like just let me get over a few practice rounds. Havalar and I will warm her up, and then I think she'll be ready. She'll come in. She'll know everything going on, and then she can focus less on the rules in the game and get to really like chatting and knowing you guys. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You sniffing up what I'm dishing out.
You don't want to play with us anymore?
Oh no, I do. I totally do. I just, I don't want to put her in an uncomfortable position, So I think like we should all play separately and then come together for a comfortable position together.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, man. That's cool. Yeah.
Hey, make you feel better. I got some jerky. You like jerky? I know you like jerky. Yeah, look at you. You like jerky.
I do. Yeah.
There you go.
Appreciate the jerky. We'll play again sometime.
Yeah, come on. You like this little arm bud punch. Yeah, we'll do it real soon.
Ned, I got some jerky. You guys head over to the chief's quarters. The chief has repurposed Lex Highmore's mansion and is residing in a portion of it. And there you guys have a game of cards going. Yep.
Yes, love what you've done with the place. Your chief.
Yeah, it's really got a lot less of a murdery supremacist vibe and a lot more just, like chill down home stuff going on. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was going for. Less murdery. So, what brings you here apart from Durbin? You're looking for Ves'senir. To what end?
because, we're friends, and friends got to help friends. And Ves'senir, he's got stuff he's got unresolved, and he's really got like this goal, this like one track mind goal thing going on. And like, we just got to help him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's stuff that he's like really worried about and he's wrestling with. He's really wrestling. And, I just feel like he could use some help from some buddies. And I feel like, we could be those people.
To summarize what my friend here has said, we are friends with Ves'senir, and we are worried about him. He left us quite abruptly, and, that's no good. We need to make sure he's okay.
Well, what makes you think that you are the ones who can help Ves'senir?
Oh, like...
Because we are the Knights of Ves'senir.
Yeah.
Who better?
Like, there's only 3 of us, and Ves'senir's 1, and we're the other 2. Like, they don't call it, like, a musketeer and a French guy and some third person. No, it's the 3 musketeers, It's the 3 Valenirs, the 3 Valor Knights. That's us.
And Havalar, you are a white dragonborn, silver dragonborn. What do you know of your history?
White, yes. That's, I know very, why do you ask? Seems a very personal question for a game of poker.
I thought this was a extension of almost a coming together of the elves and everyone else. Wasn't that how it was pitched to me? I thought maybe we could get to know just how it is you came to be here and into the Ves'senir family as you are.
Well, I've worked for the Ves'senir family for quite some time. I don't know my family's history.
And
the earliest memories I have are mostly with the Ves'senir family.
And what do you know of a dragon named Evnolf, also known as the Eternal?
The only thing I knew is they were eternal. Gosh darn. Now I have nothing to contribute to this conversation. Oh, God. I should have read more in school. What am I doing?
Can I roll for perception to see if, like, this is a trap or something? Like, I want to know why this got so specific.
Sure. Make an insight check, I think.
Yes, insight. And it would be a 22.
Nice. So, for one, she has definitely seen Ves'senir, and it seems like she's gotten the lowdown from him, and that lowdown includes you being related to the dragon that slayed so many of her people, in some way. So she doesn't seem to be mounting like an actual physical trap against you. She doesn't have any weapons on her or anything. Not that she would need them because she's a dope-ass magical druid. But she's definitely suspicious of you. And she's trying to gauge...
Indeed.
She's trying to gauge a couple of things, whether you're going to be honest with her and also what actually is going on with you.
Okay. So I take all of this in.
As you guys are
And I say-
playing poker, she's like, I raised.
I don't know how to play this game in real life, so Havalar is just like playing cards and like trying to watch others to see what they are trying to do. as you say, how do you say her name again?
Oh, Varan?
Oh no. Varanthus.
Varanthus, yeah.
Varanthus. As you have said, Varanthus, this is a time coming together as people and community. I don't know about my history, and Ves'senir carries a key to me finding out more information.
And what if that information was at the cost of unleashing something that you cannot control? Something that could cause death and destruction beyond imagining? What would you do with it?
What would I do in the face of that choice? Well, I would simply continue living the life that I live now without that information.
So, what if right now is when you're going to be making that choice? Continue to live your life without that information, or go down a path that could ultimately lead to the destruction that I just mentioned?
It sounds to me that you're insinuating that if I engage at all down the said path towards said information, that it is mutually exclusive with destruction. Did I use that phrase right? I'm not sure. That destruction is inevitable, and I reject such a claim, such an assumption.
What evidence do you have to the contrary?
I will be in power of my own destiny. I don't have evidence. I have trust in myself, even though no one else here, and I side-eye Mumps, seems to trust me, regardless of what I have done to earn that trust or not.
Well, I'm afraid that the same is true of me. Though you have shown me good qualities, and you have participated in the rescue of our people. I cannot put blind trust in your blind trust that you can contain this creature that you know nothing about, less so even than my people who suffered at her hands.
If I could just interject here, because things are getting really heavy. I just gotta say that, like, I understand where you're coming from, Chief D. The generational trauma is real here. Like, let's not ignore it. But at the same time, like, you weren't there. We weren't there. I think we can all agree we know very little about what we're dealing with. But I just want to say, like, Ves'senir thinks he can do this all by his big bad self. And, he can handle himself in a lot of situations, but I think he's in over his head this time. And I think you can agree that this situation is going to be better tackled by a group of pals, some true friends who are going to help each other out of this mess. Oh, I think you would agree that you as a whole tribe are better than one individual among you. Is that so?
I think that you two can both make a persuasion check and take the higher of the two. Let's make it an advantage situation, because you've put forth some real honest feelings, and you've brought up some excellent points.
I got an
You're right.
11.
I also got an 11.
Shut up.
I have a +9 to persuasion. I rolled a 2.
I rolled an 11, and I get no bonuses.
So I thought I gave a pretty good speech, but apparently the dice thinks not so much.
It's a tough complication, because here's the thing. She responds to you.
She's pretty fierce.
She says, you may underestimate me, Mumps, in my appearance, but I was there to witness this destruction.
Wow, you look so good for your age. What is your secret?
I'm an elf.
Oh, I knew it. Dang it. Ugh.
And
Please continue.
And I appreciate that you care about Ves'senir and worry. But this is something that he has asked me to let him do. And I can't send you after him. And then she's going to fold and leave the table.
Oh man, Havalar. This is a real bummer. I mean, the Ves'senir thing too, but I had a full house aces high. I was gonna clean her out. Gosh darn it. Ah.
I don't know what that means, Mumps.
That's okay. I mean, she didn't put that much down as a bet, so I guess I wouldn't have made too much.
Does she leave her money on the table that she had bet? Can we just take it?
Yeah, sure. How much was buy-in?
I do. I take it.
$10,000.
Grumpy.
So, you guys are left here with your cards. You want to keep playing? Got the two of yous.
Playing poker?
Yeah.
I think I'd be jealous if we played without him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, but they might know where Ves'senir went.
Ed? And Fred? And
The
Ned?
Night Watch. They're watchmen, right?
Oh, duh. Yeah. That's like their whole job. They just watch.
That's their whole job.
That's their
And
thing. They have one
maybe-
job.
Okay, I want to let. We're in the chief's quarters, right?
Yeah.
And she left. She can't see
Yeah.
us
Yeah, she left. So you guys are...
because
She pointed at the door for you. Help let yourselves out whenever.
I do see that as a door. Because we can let the dog out. Because I bet Ves'senir was at this very table.
Mm.
And I let Fiona Kitty out. Do I have to roll again?
No, let's... Yeah, go ahead. Roll again. But with advantage, same way.
With advantage?
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Fancy
17.
Ransom. 17, nice. So, the dog smells the fabric again, does some circles, and heads out of the room and out the front door.
I follow. Mumps, come on.
Oh, yep. Okay, yep.
And as you guys exit, you hear a little psst from off in the shadows. And
Who goes
you
there?
you see one of the Moonsiders, a childhood friend of Ves'senir's who worked with you guys to break everybody out. Her name is Asara, and she is kind of crouched in the bushes near the window. She was eavesdropping on your conversation. And she's like, Mumps, your speech moved me so much, even though you rolled an 11, that you're absolutely right. Ves'senir is going to get himself killed. And you two should go after him. Sometimes
3 including Fiona Kitty. 4 including Durbin. But yes,
Well,
please, go on.
Then you 4. The chief sent him after a fortune teller in the Feywild. One who could tell him how to dispose of the weapon properly. Or so she thinks, but it's up to Ves'senir's judgment, and right now I don't think judgment is even on his mind. It's filled with fear and just heroics and some kind of gross combination of all of it, and it's going to get him in trouble, and I don't think he should be alone.
Yeah, dude's got a real hero complex. Can't fight you there. Yeah. Thank you so much for your help. Wow, this has been... you're just the greatest. You know, do you want to be part of our next poker game? Because we'll pencil that in, like, for sure. Because, wow, this has been so great.
Sure. If you bring Ves'senir back, we'll play. It sounds great. He passed through into the Feywild in search of this fortune teller.
Any more specifics? Sorry to press, but Feywild's kind of a big place. Anywhere we should look, anywhere we should go.
I do have more specifics. I'm just finding it exactly right now at the moment. I'm searching my memory for it.
Yes, please scan your memory and search it. Yes.
It's
This is...
I'm sorry, it's an easy word, but it's difficult to pronounce. It's like one of those, you don't think it's pronounced how you think. It's called
it's spelled wrong way.
Liavalie.
Oh my god. You're so close because I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, but you were so close. You almost had it. It's that, it comes more naturally to halflings. But that was really close. I'm gonna pat you on the back because that was really good. That was, for someone who's not from there, that was pretty close.
It's just so I have it right next time.
Liavile. No, oh god, I'm losing my halfling. I've been out in the other world too long. I'm losing my halfling. Oh, this is terrible.
No.
Let me. I'm gonna have to. God, don't ever tell my family that I mispronounced my own hometown, because that would literally be the end of me. They'd laugh me out of house and home. Literally all 8 of my siblings. Do I have 8? Let me check my notes.
Havalar files this information away for later purposes.
I do have 8. I'm so glad I remember that off the top of my head. I have 8 siblings, and they'd push me in an oven that was off if they knew that was not an on one. They're not like really mean like that, but yeah, it would be bad. But the way it's actually pronounced is Liavalier.
Liavalier.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, that's where he was headed.
It came back to me.
And he stepped through the silver light mist and into the Feywild.
Well, Mumps, you ready to go home?
Ugh, crap. Oh god, it's all happening so fast. I wasn't, I really like Ves'senir. I don't know if I was ready for him to meet my parents. This is happening so fast, But some things just happen for a reason. I don't know.
Indeed. Gosh, it brings back memories of the princess and your family all making fun of you. I think this is going to be a pretty enjoyable time.
The songs.
Let's just hope this time is a little less halfling racism. A little less diet racism this time around.
Yeah. So do you guys want to head through? Do you want to head there tonight, or you want to get some sleeps? I guess you're pretty hurt still. You haven't really had
I was going to say, we
chill.
haven't rested since that fight, so we're both kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to rest.
Okay. All right, so you guys will be shown to a nice, comfy, cozy spot. Instead of being kicked out immediately like the chief was planning, you guys had some chit-chat, and she's like, nah, they're good. They can sleep here. And
Our 11 speeches.
Yeah.
persuade her
Asara-
to at least give us a comfortable.
Asara brings
Yeah.
you guys to a nice tent with a couple of decent beds that are made of, like, man, I bet like a druid could make a nice, cozy, like soft greens bed. You know, like it's just
Nice
plants, but
mossy
it's like,
knoll.
yeah, it's just like a raised surface of just. Yeah, it sounds lovely. You probably have some bugs in your hair when you wake up, but otherwise it's like a perfect sleep. And you both wake 8 hours later, fully healed, I think is how that works. It's morning
Alrighty.
now.
What a delightful respite that was.
Indeed, mossy beds, bugs. Love the outdoors.
Just a stream of sunlight coming down at you. So good.
So
And
Anyway, yeah.
there's a bunch of mist, the morning mist, but also Silverlight is just a misty place. And if you're ready to, you can head out onto the dock and try and go through the portal into the Feywild.
yes, absolutely. I pack up Fiona Kitty. Is Durbin coming with us?
I see no reason why not. He's part of the family.
Naturally. No reason why a mule shouldn't go in a lake portal. Let's go.
So, just a quick thing, as you guys have been making your way to this Feywild portal for a while now, there's been all this mystery about how most of the portals into the Fey have stopped working, and the few that remain are natural portals and thus not as controllable. It's more just, it kind of feels like when the mists envelop you, you sometimes go, sometimes you don't. Basically, what you've heard collectively is that getting back is going to be tricky. So this might be the last temperate forest that you see for a little while as you step your way out onto the dock over Silverlight.
I hope we brought enough snacks.
You can also stock
Too late
up
to
on
worry about it
some
now.
snacks if you'd like. Yeah.
I feel like we stocked up. We
apples
you know,
and-
did the usual preparing.
Yeah.
We have food and bedrolls. And the money I stole from the poker table.
That you won. Well, that I won, but you took. Yeah.
Yeah.
We won it.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I think we won it, indeed.
Yeah.
That's how you play the game. It's two, and then you play against one person. Is that not?
Once the one
Everyone knows
person
that-
leaves, you just, the two
Yeah,
other
that's-
people win.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
that poker is a team sport. Yeah.
Oh, good. But yes,
All right.
and I think we're ready to go.
The four of you, or I guess Fiona's back in the Pokeball. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
All right.
safe in the Pokeball.
The three of you, Mumps, Havalar, and Durbin, you step out. I'm going to share the little Durbin blurb for our newbie watchers here. You can't forget Durbin.
Oh no.
He's a
forget Durbin.
Special
Legend.
mule. Well, you can forget him.
This
He
whole
gets
thing about
forgotten
Paul
at
Hart.
least once per episode. That's the thing about Durbin.
He's so chill,
He
you just
doesn't
forget he's
mind.
there.
You step out onto the man-made dock that stretches to the center of Silverlight Lake. When you were last here, you heard the voice of an ancestor warning you that the dangers beyond would be deadly if not faced with the dragon glaive. But here you stand, glaveless. If they have... I have a note here that says, if they've forgotten Durbin, he shows up here. The mist feels cool on your face as an unnatural breeze picks up from the water itself. This does not feel like other portals you've traversed. Yet to you, Havalar, it feels familiar. Your memory returns to when the mists first carried you into the Feywild after escaping the arena city of Tribor as a kid. Instead of a sudden lurch, your eyes close and the breeze flows through you. You feel yourself gliding with it, gently, as if falling into a warm, cozy dream. You feel soft brush on your back and realize that all three of you are lying in tall grass of a moonlit meadow. Nearby,
we never left the drug trip. It's still in the meadow. Here we are. It was all a dream. Oh, that's thank goodness. Oh, that would have been that was terrifying. That dream was awful. I have to tell you all about it. That was a bad trip. That was a really bad trip.
And I just put one finger on his lips and I'm petting him.
Nearby, there's a familiar layer of mist. It spirals over a small 20-foot radius of reflective water. The water is like a puddle compared to the lake on the other side, back in the material plane. The trees here are stranger, but to you, they probably feel more normal. It's been a while. It's been like a couple years, I think, that you guys were in Castle Viahara in the material plane. Until now, your first time back in the Feywild since back in the day, like season 1, episode 5-ish. So these branches that spiral and loop, and these leaves that glow, and large yellow fruit that hangs upward towards the sky, occasionally dropping off and floating slowly towards magenta and emerald clouds. All of this mystical scenery feels like home that you've been away from for a while as you reach the Fae.
I find myself relaxing a little bit more than usual, which is to say none at all before, and now a little bit. And just to recap what the lake said to me, it's that if I cross into the Feywild and don't have the glaive, there are really bad dangers, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So it didn't say that the dangers wouldn't be there either way. It just said you'd get totally effed if you didn't have the power of the glaive to help you kill it or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
and actually maybe as you're almost in this transitive state being transported, you can have another just slight little, almost just hearing the voice in your head again of the dragon, and it just says that oh, that's fine. That's so fine. It just says the weapon contains a piece of my soul, as you do. And then one more word that you don't think you heard last time you heard this voice, but you're hearing it this time. As you do, daughter.
Oh no. Oh no. And my eyes shoot open at that word. And I'm like looking around, disoriented, looking around for the body of the voice. Hello? Who goes there?
Make a perception check for me.
Oh boy.
And you can both make it if you like. So it's dark here. Not very dark, but it seems like maybe about to be sunrise, which is weird. Like you're a little bit back before you just came from.
Well, I am having so many feelings that I can't quite get myself together, because once again I have rolled a 1. That makes it 3 for this game
Wow.
so far.
And the 2 wasn't far off. That was me though. I got an 18, so that was better.
Okay.
Mumps is alert.
So
Got a good night's
Mumps,
sleep.
so it's still pretty dark. It looks like the sun's gonna come up soon, but the moon is illuminating much of the area. Strange to go from day to dark, but here we are. And as you glance around, basically following Havalar's a little bit frantic, looking around, you actually see some small beads of light from the tree line, which is about 100 feet off. Small beads of light in pairs, as if reflecting the moonlight from multiple sets of eyes. And you can see with your 18 that the eyes are belonging to creatures partially hidden by foliage, but the moonlight illuminates the outline of humanoid shapes, all staring straight at you with large grins on their round faces. There's a mosquito.
Howler, do you see this? Howler, please tell me you see this. Howler,
Mumps,
Howler, I'm going crazy.
I'm
going crazy.
trying
Howler.
to focus. Something is. Wait, what?
Just look at the trees. Look at the tree line. Don't be obvious about it. Just like you know. There's
Havalar
faces.
freezes. Go. Should I look at the tree line or should I not look at the tree line? Which one should I do?
Just casually glance at the tree line. Like, don't be weird about it. Don't like stare, but like, oh my god, there's faces over at the tree line.
Havalar tries to casually look and very awkwardly, obviously looks over.
With Mumps' direction, you do see the grinning faces, partially hidden by the trees and the bushes.
Did those grins look friendly to you, or
They're too far away. I can't tell. Like, I don't know if we know them. You know, like I don't know if it's like something we got a javelin or like something we gotta like I don't know, shake hands with and be like, oh hey, how's it going? Like, oh, we're just passing through. You know, I don't know.
I think I want to pull out my greatsword just for general who goes there, state yourself. Or we might have to fight purposes.
Yeah, let's try that first. Yeah.
Do you say those words or just pull out the sword?
I say the words.
Okay. Go ahead and say the words again.
Hello, who goes there? I have to pull out my sword now because it's one of those situations where I don't know you and you're smiling and that can mean many things.
So do the three of you get to your feet at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see the faces kind of just stir a little bit, like almost like just sway a little. But they're still looking at you and still grinning. And then, as if illuminated by candlelight, you see that one of their hands comes out like this, and just a little flame appears and illuminates their face. And that happens for a couple of them over in that area that you're looking, and also a couple of them over to the right do that, and also a couple of them kind of behind you do that. And so by that light you see half a dozen faces illuminated from these flames that are out in their hands, and one of them that you were talking towards seems to speak and opens its mouth.
Howler, I wasn't paying too much attention. Did you talk to it in Dragonborn? Because I don't speak Dragonborn. So you get it to speak common.
I don't think that was draconic.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I'm going to send you guys a picture on your phones of this creature, because now that you can see its face. But
reminds me, I'm picturing, have you seen, I know you all have seen Galaxy Quest, you know those blue little alien guys?
Oh yeah, kind of. So what you're looking at is larger than that. It's got. All right, so it's tilting its head. It's got a large childlike head, but it's probably about 6 feet tall and like kind of heavy. And in this hand that's holding the flame, you see these long claws protruding, like a couple inches from each finger. And it's got like weird red, orange, curly hair and a red nose, like Rudolph. Let me find a picture for you. Do 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 do. This commercial break is brought to you by Indiana Jones and whatever the name of the new one is.
The dial of destiny. The phone call you won't forget. Get it? It's a dial. Oh my. Okay.
It's,
They're
creepy.
yeah. It looks like a zombie clown. Could be friendly, maybe. Could be.
That's a strong could be. That is a 1 in a million chance, maybe.
I don't want to get accused of harming any more harmless creatures like yourself. So, giving the benefit of the doubt.
I remember a specific time you javelined a little girl without a second thought.
I don't remember that at all, actually.
That
Well,
was
it's okay,
shut out
'cause it
long
turns out-
ago of our memories.
That was years ago. It was a tavern that had a bunch of blobs in a basement. Then my girl might have been zest. We don't know. We don't know the whole story. We don't know the whole story, but
I do remember that. That girl needed to go. That was very obvious.
yeah, it was wild.
I sent you guys the picture on your phones if you want a closer look. If you want to judge a book by its cover for longer.
I did not want a closer look, and now that's on my phone. Damn it, Jake.
So these things are somewhat surrounding you. It looks like they're on about 3 sides. Where the water is, you see that's sort of a stream that leads up, and they haven't really collected in that direction. They've just collected in the tree line. And they watch you. And as you're studying them and they're studying you back, it's been a little while yet since either of you have spoken, and the one that spoke is going to speak again. A little bit louder, and head tilts a little bit more menacingly.
Whatever that was, I think it was rude.
Yeah, I gotta say, maybe just throwing it out there, maybe I should cast tongues.
Oh, why didn't you do that in the first place, Mumps?
Well, I didn't know if he was just gonna figure out that we didn't know what he was talking about. I thought he would switch languages before I had to waste a spell slot.
All right, okay. But so you do that, and we should slowly back up towards where they're not at, because they're clearly surrounding us a little bit, and we now have one exit path.
Yeah, and I don't swim too well. I got small arms, you know. I can't paddle like that. I ain't no Michael Phelps over here.
All right.
Well, maybe you can ride on Durbin, and he can. It's neither here nor there at this point. Cast a spell.
We'll work out the specifics later.
So you guys start to back away towards the stream as Mumps casts this spell.
Slowly, you know. We
I
don't want to do any sudden moves.
Yeah.
And slowly, the ones that are on the further end are going to close that space a little bit, stepping out into the meadow and kind of following you towards the stream, just to almost shepherd you in that direction.
It's like they want us to go in the stream, and
Mumps,
I'm guessing everything.
Mumps, do you say anything now that you have tongues activated?
Well, yeah, I cast tongues so I can understand them. I don't think it works both ways, though. So if they didn't
totally
understand common,
does.
oh, it does.
I think it does.
The spell grants the creature you touch, myself, the ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, when I speak, any creature that knows at least one language can hear the target. Oh, okay. So yeah, we can understand each other both ways.
Yep.
As long as that other creature knows language. Okay, great, cool. So yeah, I'll touch myself just like a nice little,
Yeah.
and then tongues is cast. Just like a nice little.
I wish I could do it.
And then I go,
Okay, great.
Hey, fire hand people. I just want to say, first of all, my name is Mumps. Hi. So nice to meet you. Not creepy at all. I just want to say hello. I'm sorry if we dropped in on your property or whatever. I just we didn't mean to. We got dropped here by a portal. It wasn't our choice. We're just gonna leave. Super peaceful, like if that's cool with you. I just want to know you're still coming at us. Like that's just because you're saying hello, right? Right?
And Havalar, to you,
Great job.
to you that sounds, you can understand it in common, but there's these weird like undertones the whole time that he's speaking that are like a little bit of the crackling hisses that are in the creatures, seem to be in the creature's language, and also just a couple of other just weird little syllables. You make out a little bit of Elvish in there, but ultimately you're very clearly understanding what he's saying. And so are these creatures, because the one sort of puts a hand up to the ones that are approaching, and they stall, and it says, "On your way, then. This is our land now."
Whose land?
Our land.
Your land now. Whose was it before? Because we haven't been here in a while, so we want to know like if the maps have been redrawn.
No one was before, if not us. This is what we have. The forest is ours to burn.
I'm not gonna judge you. Not gonna put that out there. I just want to say maybe follow up. Could you point us to Valier? Because we're a little lost. Got dropped here by a portal. Just don't know where we are.
Gone now. I know
many of them
not
are there?
of this Valier.
how many of
Did
them
I
are there?
pronounce that
Like,
right?
just if I'm looking around.
Make another perception check. Because now they've come out more
14?
into the open. 14. So you count 14 of them.
Oh.
Aw.
I'll go.
Okay. Yeah. New names. Not everyone knows the name of every place. That's a lot. Have you seen other people that look like me? My height, my face.
Some
Like me. They're
come
my family.
like you, but tall, and try to destroy us, kick us from our new homes, save their lands from us. But we are here now, and now we stay.
Sorry to interrupt. There was one that was maybe kind of purple glowy like, maybe had a big glaive, shirtless.
Be gone now,
Ugh.
or we will burn the forest with you still in it. And the flame explodes a little bit. Real quick, because I almost forgot that this would happen. Can you roll a D100, Kyle?
He's leaving. This can't be good.
55.
All right, a 55. Okay. All right. So, as the spell, you feel that you've used the spell before. I remember you've used it in the past.
Yeah.
As it continues on, you feel a strange sensation in the back of your head. That the spell is activating some kind of it's behaving strangely. You don't know how else to describe it. And please allow me to just pull this thing up. Boopity boopity boop.
You said the spell is behaving strangely?
The spell is behaving strangely. And as you rolled a 55. Come on, man. Why did you go away?
Why do I feel some kind of wild magic thing about to happen?
Because some kind of wild magic thing is going to happen.
Yeah.
Wild magic. There it is.
Wild magic.
And as you feel this tingling in the back of your head, you kind of run your hand along it. And Havalar, you notice that as Mumps rubs the back of his head, his hair just falls out of that area. And Mumps,
Everything's fine.
you feel you're like, what was that? And you see some just hair just on your hand.
Havalar, did it get really
Durban?
Did it get really breezy? Havalar, the back of my head feels really cold all of a sudden.
It's Did you see those scary guys? Oh my god, look at them. Look.
I do. There's a lot. There's a lot of them. There's like 14 of them.
I know. Crazy. They seem like they want us to leave. We could kill them. You know how I love that. But we've got bigger fish to fry here, so.
I get it. Yeah, we gotta move like fast, because Ves'senir's already on the go. And like, if these guys are here, who knows where's like creepy things are in the places we need to be.
So, these guys who have kept a decent distance from you, but have been, trying to advance you away more and more. At this point, one of them is going to be like, last chance, and just start like walking at you, both of his hands down with the claws all the way out. And there's going to be a kind of a wall of 4 of them that are just going to like full speed walk in your way. And you're either going to turn and run or stand. But you've got probably about 10 seconds to decide.
Mumps, you know how I like to fight. I'm feeling like I want to fight, but I feel like we need to run.
No, yeah, honestly, I don't like how pushy these guys are. They're really starting to get on my nerves. I say we gotta kick the crap out of them. Like, is that weird of me? Is that weird of me? Like, these are rude. These people are rude. We gotta show them a lesson.
Mumps,
like, this is.
I've literally never been prouder of you.
I feel these guys they're rushing me. They're pressuring me. I don't like this. We gotta teach them a lesson.
And as Mump says that, all at once, the rest of the hair on his head completely falls off of his head and just drops to the ground, leaving a shiny, bald head on top of it. And so, Mumps, for a split second, you're blinded by hair falling in front of your face.
It's nothing. It's really nothing.
And then I'm going to have you guys roll initiative. Because these are called lava childs. That's what they're called. I mean, I don't know, lava children in plural, I guess. More than one lava child would be lava children.
You said lava childs first, so that's canon now.
Yeah. I don't know the Latin, So, as these guys approach, they understand everything Mumps is saying, so they're like, you will learn the lesson. And then, initiative. I need to get my dice.
Once again, not prepared with the dice. I feel like deja vu.
Wow, Jake, this is like one of your 2 jobs: storytelling and dice rolling. And that's wow. Can't hear me. It sounds mean if you can't hear me.
Without a pencil. Oh yeah, I can't hear. Jake's so cool.
Wow, the best. Love.
It's funny every
with.
Single time it happens. Hey guys.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to you. What do we get for initiative?
I got a 5.
I got a 13.
All right. Looks like the baddies are moving first. So, you probably have one hand on top of your bald head, Mumps, when you look over and you see an incoming claw coming at you. And as you do, like as you see it coming, you see just a flash of flame kind of from the hand as it comes. So let's see what he does now with that claw he's trying to hit you with. He rolls a total of sorry, here it is. 12 on that one. It's not gonna go. So he misses you twice. 2 claws come at you, and you duck and dodge, and one of his claws actually makes contact with some of your hair follicles that are just in midair right now, and just burns them up into a puff. But you are able to evade. You draw your weapons. The other ones sort of surround you, so there's 5 that are right up next to you guys now. Another one is going to miss terribly at Mumps. Mumps is just going crazy, but as Mumps, you're starting to feel cocky as 2 of them now have tried their best. One of them is going to actually slash you from behind. Right as you turn, you feel it come right into your back and side of your torso. That's going to be a total of this much damage. Roll it for me, please. There it is. It's 6 damage plus 2 fire damage, so it's just a nice little 8 damage. And then Havalar, 2 come at you. There's a miss, so one claw, it comes at you and you just block it right on the hilt of your greatsword. Another one got a 19, so that's going to come from the side for a total of 10 damage, some of that fire damage. And then
I
guess
have resistance to fire.
Ooh, you have resistance to fire. Well then, so it'll only be 9 damage, because it's around half of 3 rounded down is what you dodge. Or no, that's what you would take. So you would only take 8 damage, sorry. And then 14 is not going to hit you, right? Because of your new dexterity thingy?
Nope.
Okay, so as one of them manages to get you a little bit with the claw, but the heat doesn't really affect you much, the other one comes behind you and tries to bite you from behind. I feel like you're just going to give it one of those like back punches to just keep his face at one of those. Classic. And then it's going to be your guys' turn, starting with Mumps. Okay. So you're surrounded by 5 of them, and there's a few more in the tree line coming at you still.
All right. Well, I'm going to use Thunder Wave.
Okay.
I'm going to use it as a 4th level spell. So that means they're going to take 5d8 thunder damage. And if
nice.
Well, that's and then if they succeed in a Constitution saving throw, they take half damage and are not pushed. If they fail the Constitution saving throw, they take full damage and are pushed 10 feet.
Yeah. Okay, so how many are you going to try to... What's the area of effect on this?
15-foot cube originating from me.
Okay, so you can easily hit 3 of them that are like all on you. I feel like if you maneuver slightly, so basically if you break away from one of them, allowing an opportunity attack, you could potentially try and get one of Havalar's in your area of effect and get a 4th. It's up to you if you want to make that adjustment.
So I wouldn't get all 5 if I maneuver a little bit?
Yeah, not without getting Havalar in the mix. Because they're on both sides of Havalar.
Goodness. Oh, goodness.
But she'll be fine.
Yeah. So what? Well, I could. I know you hate this. I was thinking, well, I could use Confusion, because that's a 10-foot radius sphere from wherever I target.
Will that affect
within
Havalar?
90 feet. If she fails the saving throw.
Right.
Right. Wisdom saving throw. Yeah.
I'm not great at that.
Don't you have a +1 now?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Oh, I do have a +1 to wisdom. Either way, both are not good. I wouldn't bank on it in this situation personally.
No. Gotcha.
We're not talking right now in battle, so
Battling
free action.
That's Havalar's conscience in your brain.
Let's see. Okay, then maybe I'll just stick with the Thunder Wave. It does damage. It'll be great.
All right.
So I'll get the 3.
Okay.
Well, what's an opportunity attack? Yeah, the maximum damage. So I'll take a potential opportunity attack.
Okay.
I think I want to get that 4th. I want a maximum damage.
Does a
maximum
15
effort.
hit you?
No. Thank God.
All right. So you duck out of the
That
way
is
and
16.
you target 4 of them. So go ahead and they're gonna make saving throws.
Yes, they must make Constitution saving throws, and I got to roll
Okay.
for damage. 5 of these.
All right. So one of them fails. Another one fails. What's my target on this? Pretty high, right? For the saving throws. It's
Okay,
your
that's
spell
great,
save
that's great.
DC.
So it's going to be 21 damage is what they take if
What's
they're
your
taking the full amount.
What's your spell save DC? It should be like 16 at this point, or maybe even 17 if it's crazy. Or maybe
As I
it
look
just got
through all of-
upgraded because you just upgraded your abilities.
Ability check. Ability score. 6 attack. Screen. My goodness.
If you tell me what your spell attack modifier is, I should be able to figure it out. But
Now I
that's
feel
another
so
thing
unprepared.
to find. No, you're good. You're good.
You're the one who wanted to fight Mumps. I said we could leave.
I know, and now I'm just, oh my God.
So
this
21
just-
is the damage if they don't save, right?
Yes.
'Cause
And
2 of them are definitely not going to hit it.
All right, here we go. So you say the spell save.
Yeah.
So 8 plus my proficiency bonus plus my charisma modifier. So 13 plus my proficiency bonus.
Level 12 proficiency
Right,
bonus.
proficiency
Chat, do you remember
bonus.
what it is? It's either 3 or 4.
Okay, so they
Sorry.
have to be either a 16 or a 17.
Plus 4. Okay,
So
you're gonna
they
hit
have to
3
beat a
of them
17.
fully. Damn. All right, 3 of them are getting hit hard. So,
Ooh.
for 21 damage, I'm also going to need you. So, how does the Thunder Wave work for you? It's a chord on your lute, if I recall, or what?
Probably. Yeah, I think that's how it was established, as he just does a musical magic
Yeah.
little interlude.
So as
just,
there's the familiar boom of the thunder hitting, blending with the note, you almost feel like it's a little bit out of tune or something. Something strange. The spell seems to be behaving strangely. I need you to roll a D100 for me. Do 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 do.
64.
Okay, 64 will be something special. Something weird's going on with this magic. I don't know what that is all about.
Why?
So, how much damage did you say was supposed to be dealt? Like, how much did you roll?
21.
I mean, how many dice did you roll?
Oh, 5d8.
Okay. So, you're actually going to deal max damage. 40 damage to the targets who don't save.
Damn.
Yeah. So, that's going to be enough to just obliterate the 3 that are right next to you, and the one that's next to Havalar, who saves for half, is going to just take it, and just some of the flesh kind of peels off their forearms. But the 3 that got hit by the wave, they just fly 20, 30 feet back, and a couple of them are in a few different pieces. And I think that's it for your turn. You're technically not locked in combat with any of them right now, Mumps, because those 3 are all dead. If you want to move, you can. Otherwise, it's up to Havalar.
I mean, as far as actions go, so do I still have movement? Like, where is everyone positioned now? There's like 2 by Havalar, and the others are far away.
Yeah, well, yeah, 2 right on Havalar, and the others maybe about 15 feet away, and there's a total of 9 of them left in that field.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's any that I can use as... No, I don't really have any bonus actions I want to use. So yeah, I guess I'm done.
Ooh, Something to note real quick, which is like, don't read into this, but Havalar, when you blocked that one guy's claw, you didn't use the hilt of your sword. You used like you just kind of caught his hand with your hand.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how that happened.
Don't
for no reason
read too much into it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then it's Havalar's turn.
Retroactively just retcon that the fire guy went, catch these hands, and Havalar was like, I will.
Sorry.
And it's going to mean something later.
What you gonna do?
Well, how far are they? Like they're very. Oh well, I've got one.
Yeah, one of them tried to bite you, and one of them, tried to claw you.
Yeah. So I guess I want to break this one's arm.
Okay. Just unarmed.
And that just seems like. I mean, it's just right there. It just feels ripe for the breaking. Oh, wait.
Sure.
First, I'm going to go into a rage, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
So,
as one does before breaking an arm.
All along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Gosh, that makes me nervous, though.
Okay,
That's not going to do much damage, right?
What, breaking an arm?
Breaking? Yeah.
Sure it will. What? That hurts
all
when
right.
arms break.
Let's see what we got. Oh, that wasn't... Hang on.
So, while you're raging,
this
is going to be a strength check, not exactly an attack roll. So I'm going to give you advantage on it because when raging, you get advantage on strength checks.
That's what I was thinking.
All right.
So that is a 19.
Wonderful. And so... So that'll be your first attack as a barbarian. I think you get 2 or maybe 3 at this point. So you can go ahead and roll.
It's still 2.
Let's just have you roll what your regular weapon damage would be, like 2d6s for this.
Okay.
And it'll be bludgeoning / piercing of the bone breaking inside the arm / who knows what type. It'll just be pure damage.
It's 8.
Psychological. And now, is this the one that got hurt from the thunderbolt, or is it the other one? Because Mumps hit one of them with half of his thunderwave.
Well, let's say it's the one that got hit.
Okay, so you're holding on to his arms. He just kind of got like blown a little bit backwards, and you're just going to. How do you want to reenact that?
Let's see. He went to claw me, so I catch it, and I just bend it the opposite way.
Okay.
At the elbow, just straight up.
All right, and then what with your other attacks? He takes 8 damage.
So then my greatsword is in
He's definitely
my other
bloodied.
hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to, cut his legs out from underneath him.
All right. So when you snap the arm, you hear a, but still like this grin. Go ahead and make your attack roll
Yeah,
with the sword.
seems like he likes that. Oh my god. That's a 10. No,
Okay.
wait, that's a 13. A 13.
Okay, so a 13 would hit. However, as you slash
Oh, no.
and you manage to slash right for like a knee and the middle of the calf, your sword, like it's passing through air, just goes through, completely through its legs, and it stays standing.
Oh my gosh.
In fact, I want to say
knew I
that
should
you
have
kind of
attacked the
lose
other
your
one.
balance because you're correcting for what's about to be impact, and you stumble a little bit as the metal
That
just
makes
passes
sense.
through midair.
What sorcery is this?
You've got
I
one attack
exclaim.
left. Yep.
Oh, I do? I have 3?
I think so.
Well, okay, so I'll take it. I do. It said in the book. So can I stumble towards the other one and just
Yeah.
like run him through with my greatsword?
Yeah, sure.
Much better roll. That's a 18.
Okay. So, you're going straight at him like in the heart area?
Yeah, just straight through the stomach.
Okay. So, you hit right where you're aiming for. Again, you don't feel much of a resistance, and the sword just kind of disappears into his body all the way up to the hilt, and you just keep your momentum going, and you just kind of shoulder check him. And I had him fail a saving throw. He's going to fall prone. But your sword just passes through as he falls out of where it should be cutting him, and he is unharmed by the sword.
Great. Cool. This is really good for me.
And then...
And I've experienced that, and I've got to reorient my plan of attack here.
It appears that these things are immune to metal. As strange as that is.
Hey.
So it's lucky that Mumps played just like not a metal song, just a normal song. I couldn't think of the best way to deliver on that joke, but I knew there was a good way there. And you guys should, when you
did it.
You nailed it.
I think the best way would have been like, oh wait, but I played metal or something. I don't know, something like that would have been better.
I thought you really played it nicely.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay.
Good stuff.
I couldn't think of any other genres of music either. All right. It's getting late because it's in real life it's late, but that's okay because we're going to continue this fight soon. But right now, as Havalar, you see this lava child that just got checked onto the ground, but not stabbed like you would have liked. The two come at you. The one that's got a broken arm, it's going to kind of start to retreat away, but in its place, another charges you with 2 claws up and flames just dancing on them. And you see from behind you, like in a flash, just moving so fast, another creature appears. And this creature is like a flash of shiny bronze. He's going to be holding... Sorry, I'm trying to remember what... Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay. So this creature is going to come up and step completely through the lava child. Just pass through it. Because this creature happens to be made of metal. And you see it turn around with a rapier with an ice blade and thrust the blade of ice into the lava child the back of its head. And it just comes out through one of its eyes, this ice rapier, and the lava child, when it retracts, the lava child's still up somehow, but like falls to the ground holding its face. And I'll show you a picture of this creature because this creature is called a Nimblewright, and it's going to aid you in the rest of this fight. This mysterious...
While you pull up said Nimblewright, it goes through the eye. Is there
Through the
lava
back.
blood or lava gore of some type?
Excellent question.
I think the gore of... I think these things bleed red, man. I think they bleed blood. Just like the rest of us.
Well, then you know exactly what's coming next.
Yes. So Mumps vomits.
Mum saw the whole thing. He killed
the
the three
sight.
ones that were right next to him, turned to see Havalar breaking arms, and one of them gets gored through the face.
Yeah.
Barf. Just
And
barf
two of them got
everywhere.
sliced through, but no blood, so that was probably fine to watch. When Havalar didn't manage to do any sorting. The arm
That
breakage
jerky
works
just
though.
came right out.
Okay, so I shared the picture with the Twitch stream. Now I just gotta share it with you guys. But this metallic creature who looks like a human, but like thin and made of metal. After stabbing through one of them, it seems to be facing down the other 5 with you sort of right at its flank. And that's where we're gonna end up for today, for next week, to determine what the heck is this whole thing.
You said don't read into it. I really, really didn't.
You really didn't. Well, and I mean, you know, trial and error. How are you gonna know something's immune to metal?
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you
and
try
I was already
stabbing it with
falling
metal.
in that direction, so I feel like, you know,
Well, also
once
you
is a
tackled one, so that's still a win.
yeah.
That's a win.
And now, next time I won't tell you what my next move is. You gotta
Yeah.
come back.
We'll have to come back next week and find out the next move. So you guys are going to get this message from Kelsey's phone because that's the computer I'm on. I think she has your numbers. Uh-oh, this could be like some random Amy. I don't know. So I'm just gonna
Some
not do
random Amy.
Some random
Amy.
Amy. Some random
Those
Amy.
Amy's out there.
Anywho,
It's random Amy's.
as the lava childs surround, and this Nimblewright metallic ally comes to help, and Durbin kicks one of them in the hip. That's where we're gonna zoom out. We'll do like a zoom up to like a bird's eye as you 3 get surrounded by like a bunch of them.
A bird's eye, like
Yeah.
Bess.
Like an
Is
eagle's
he
eye.
watching?
And then the camera moves around to the bird himself. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe not even helping us, just
Just
letting us struggle.
Just checking it out. Thank you everybody for watching our stream and for joining in on the chat. I just sent it to you guys. It's pretty cool. It's weird
Oh,
looking.
he fancy.
And yeah, he's very fancy. He's wearing like red, like almost like a uniform. Like the red is part of his uniform the same way that blue is part of your guys' Ves'senir uniform. And
Dope.
that concludes episode 6 of Roll For It Live Season 1. Still have to figure out how to number these things, but that's where we are for now.
Indeed.
Yes.
Excited to find out what happens next when I'm less ill. And thank you guys for bearing with me and for playing. You guys are always a blast to have in Dungeons and Dragons world. Let's explore the Feywild.
Of course. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, everybody. Have a great night. Happy birthday to Fancy Ranson. It's his birthday today. And
Happy birthday.
and
Happy
sweet
birthday.
dreams. Bow, bow.
Eat lots of cake. Good night.
I lied. It's not Fancy Ranch's birthday, but if it was, that'd be really cool.
Well, it is now.
I mean, it could be.
So congratulations.
It could be because he hasn't said no yet. It could be.
You know what? Fun fact: we almost started last week, and that was my birthday.
Ah,
Happy birthday!
that means
Eddie.
we forgot. That means I forgot your birthday.
I know.
Well,
I was
hope
gonna,
it was a fun one.
write you a long email, but it's fine.
A nice
I
big
hope it
passive
was, thank
aggressive.
you.
Happy birthday, Amy. Then happy birthday, Amy.